Ambassador Jinwoo stared at the glowing screen in front of him. The blue and green planet called Earth spun slowly on the display. For 300 years, this small world had puzzled everyone in the galaxy. It looked so weak, so unprotected, yet nobody ever attacked it. "Sir, the daily reports are ready," said Minji, his young assistant. She placed a stack of data tablets on his desk. Jinwoo picked up the first tablet and read through it. The Corvan Empire had sent another fleet toward Earth's solar system last week. Like always, they had suddenly changed direction. Their official reason was navigation errors, the same excuse every aggressive species used when they got close to Earth. "What about the Bloodclaw Horde?" Jinwoo asked. "They went around the entire solar system, sir. Added 2 weeks to their journey just to avoid going near Earth." Minji shook her head. "It makes no sense. Earth has no visible weapons, no orbital stations, no massive fleets protecting it." Jinwoo had been watching Earth for 5 years now. His job was to observe and report on potential threats to the Talon Republic. But Earth was the opposite of a threat. It was a mystery. The planet had cities, but they were small compared to galactic standards. Their technology seemed primitive. They still used chemical rockets to reach space. Their fastest ships barely made it to their own moon. They had not even left their solar system yet. "Show me the latest radio signals," Jinwoo said. Minji activated another screen. Earth constantly sent out radio waves. Most species stopped doing this once they developed faster-than-light communication, but humans still broadcasted old-fashioned radio signals across space. "We have their entertainment programs, news broadcasts, and something they call the Internet," Minji said. "The translation computers have been working on their languages." Jinwoo watched clips from human entertainment shows. Many of them showed humans fighting alien invaders. The strange thing was that humans always won in these stories. They fought creatures that looked similar to real galactic species. They used clever tricks, advanced weapons they built quickly, and something the translation computers called determination. "Do they know about us?" Jinwoo wondered aloud. "Our analysts don't think so, sir. They seem to think they are alone in the universe. These entertainment programs appear to be pure imagination." But something bothered Jinwoo about these shows. The humans in them fought like they knew exactly how different alien species would attack. They knew weaknesses that most galactic military academies taught as classified information. He pulled up older files on his computer. 200 years ago, the Zelkan Dominion had been one of the most feared military forces in the galaxy. They conquered entire star systems in days. Their fleet of 10,000 warships had never lost a battle. Then they tried to conquer Earth. 3 days later, the Zelkan Dominion stopped existing. "Minji, bring me everything we have on the Zelkan incident," Jinwoo said. His assistant looked uncomfortable. "Sir, most of those files are classified. Even for you. Then get me what you can." While Minji worked, Jinwoo continued watching human broadcasts. He noticed that their entertainment showed not just victory, but the methods they used to win. Humans in these shows would capture enemy technology and improve it within hours. They turned defensive battles into counterattacks. They made weapons from common materials. Most disturbing of all, they seemed to enjoy the fighting. One show featured a human commander who smiled while his outnumbered fleet destroyed a massive alien armada. "Today is a good day to make them regret coming here," the human said in the show. Jinwoo had seen many species fight. Most fought because they had to. They fought for resources, territory, or survival. But humans in these shows fought like it was their favorite activity. "Sir, I found some declassified reports on the Zelkan Dominion," Minji returned with a single data tablet. The report was mostly blank, with large sections marked as "Information restricted by Galactic Council Order 1847. But what remained was interesting. The Zelkan Dominion had sent scouts to Earth first. The scouts reported a primitive civilization with no space-based defenses. The Zelkans prepared for a standard planetary conquest. They brought overwhelming force to ensure quick victory. According to the surviving records, first contact lasted exactly 14 minutes. 14 minutes? Jinwoo read aloud. What happened in 14 minutes? The report only said, human response exceeded all projections. Zelkan advance forces reported impossible resistance levels. Communications lost with primary fleet within first day. Jinwoo leaned back in his chair. Something was very wrong with the official story. The Zelkan Dominion had conquered hundreds of worlds. They were experts at defeating primitive civilizations, Yet somehow humans with chemical rockets and no space fleet had destroyed them in 3 days. Minji, how many other species have attempted direct contact with Earth? His assistant checked her computer. According to official records, sir, none. Earth is listed as a primitive world under development. The Galactic Council has designated it as off-limits for contact until they achieve faster-than-light travel. But the off-limits order came after the Zelkan incident, didn't it? Yes, sir. Galactic Council Order 1847 was issued 200 years ago, right after the Zelkan Dominion disappeared. Jinwoo stared at the image of Earth again. The planet looked so peaceful. White clouds swirled around blue oceans. Green continents showed signs of civilization, but nothing that looked threatening. Yet every military force in the galaxy avoided it like a plague world. Sir, Minji said quietly, there's something else. I found references to other incidents, but they're all classified above my clearance level. What kind of incidents? Explorer ships that got too close to Earth's solar system. Trade vessels that had accidents near there. Military patrols that reported equipment failures when their routes took them near the Sol system. Jinwoo felt a chill run down his spine. It wasn't that nobody attacked Earth. It was that nobody who got close to Earth ever reported back with details. He thought about the human entertainment programs again. What if they weren't entertainment at all? What if they were warnings? Minji, I want you to request a meeting with the Galactic Council Intelligence Division. Tell them I have questions about Earth that require higher clearance. Sir, is that wise? The Council doesn't like when member species ask too many questions about Earth. Jinwoo looked at his assistant. Even she seemed nervous about Earth, and she had never even seen combat. Maybe that's exactly why I need to ask, he said. 3 weeks later, Jinwoo sat in the deepest archives of the Galactic Council. The security guard, a tall alien named Kangho, had escorted him through 7 different checkpoints. Each one required higher clearance than the last. The files you requested are in Vault 7, Kangho said. You have 2 hours. No recording devices. No data copying. You can only take notes by hand. The vault was cold and quiet. Ancient data crystals lined the walls, each one containing information too dangerous for normal storage. Jinwoo found the section marked Zelkan Dominion, Final Operations. The first crystal contained Warlord Hyunwoo's personal logs. Hyunwoo had been the greatest military commander of his generation. Under his leadership, the Zelkan Dominion had conquered 40 star systems. No enemy had ever lasted more than a week against his fleets. Jinwoo activated the crystal and began reading. Day 1 of Earth operation. Our scouts have confirmed initial reports. The planet shows signs of primitive civilization, but no orbital defenses, no energy shields, no weapons platforms. Their most advanced ships cannot even leave their atmosphere efficiently. Victory should be achieved within hours of arrival. The next entry was different in tone. Day 1, second entry. First contact has occurred. The humans sent a small delegation to meet our advanced ships. They seemed excited to meet us. They asked many questions about our technology and culture. They appeared completely unaware of our intentions. This will be easier than expected, Jinwoo frowned. This didn't sound like the beginning of a military disaster. Day 2, something is wrong. The humans asked if we were here to conquer their planet. When we confirmed this, they seemed disappointed. Not afraid, disappointed. They said they had hoped we were here for friendly reasons. Then they politely asked us to leave. I informed them that surrender would be more efficient than resistance. They said they would think about it and get back to us. The fourth entry showed the first signs of concern. Day 2, evening. The humans have responded to our conquest demands. They sent a single small ship with their answer. The pilot was a young human female who introduced herself as Captain Soyoung. She thanked us for our honest communication and said they had decided to respectfully decline our conquest. She then handed me a data pad with something they called alternative suggestions and left. Jinwoo could almost hear the confusion in Hyunwoo's voice through the text. Day. Drive reviewed the human alternative suggestions. They offered to trade technology with us instead of fighting. They provided detailed analysis of our ship designs and suggested improvements. Somehow they identified weaknesses in our armor that our own engineers had missed. They offered to teach us more efficient fuel systems. They asked if we were having supply line problems and offered to help solve them. These primitives are analyzing our technology like they built it themselves. The entries became shorter and more worried. Day 3, afternoon. I decided to begin the conquest anyway. We fired warning shots at their largest city to demonstrate our power. The humans responded immediately. They sent up small fighter ships to meet our fleet. Our sensors count maybe 50 human ships against our 10,000. This should be over quickly. Day 3 evening. The human ships are not attacking us. They are studying us. They fly around our vessels taking detailed scans. When we fire at them, they dodge our weapons easily. One human pilot actually waved at our camera sensors while avoiding a full missile barrage. They seem to be treating this like a training exercise. Jinwoo felt his hands getting cold as he read. Day 4. The humans have started talking to us during the battle. They use our own communication frequencies. They give us tactical advice. One human pilot suggested that our gunner was aiming too far ahead of moving targets. Another one recommended that we adjust our shield frequencies to better block energy weapons. They are helping us fight them more effectively while they defeat our ships. Day 4 noon. We have lost 300 ships. The humans have lost none. They keep asking if we want to stop fighting and try the trading idea instead. Every time we destroy one of their ships, 10 more appear from somewhere. Our intelligence reports that they are building new ships faster than we can destroy them. This is impossible. Their technology should not allow such rapid construction. Jinwoo had to stop reading and take a breath. He looked around the quiet vault, suddenly feeling very alone. Day 5. The humans are no longer just defending. They have started attacking our supply ships. They somehow learned our language and are intercepting our communications. They know our battle plans before we execute them. Worse, they have started improving our own tactics and using them against us. A human commander just defeated one of our battle groups using a strategy from our own military academy textbooks. Day 5 evening. I have made a terrible mistake. These are not primitive beings. They are something else entirely. They fight like they have been studying warfare for centuries. Every weapon we use, they figure out how to build better versions of it within hours. Every strategy we try, they counter with something we never thought of. They are not just winning. They are learning from us faster than we can learn from them. The final entries were written in a shaky hand. Day 6. Half my fleet is gone. The humans offered to let us surrender. They promised to repair our ships and give us supplies for the journey home. They said they don't want to hurt anyone who doesn't want to fight. I told them we would never surrender to primitives. The human commander looked sad and said, "We really hoped you would choose the easy way." Then he smiled. I have never seen anything more terrifying than a human smile in combat. Day 6 final entry. They are not human. I don't know what they are. But they are not the primitive species we thought we were conquering. They fight with the joy of a predator that has found perfect prey. Every ship they destroy makes them stronger somehow. Every tactic we try teaches them something new. They have turned this battle into a classroom, and we are their unwilling teachers. My remaining ships are retreating. If anyone finds this log, stay away from Earth. Stay away from humans. They are something the galaxy has never seen before. The crystal ended there. Jinwoo sat in silence for several minutes. Then he found another crystal labeled Post-Zelkin Investigation Reports. This crystal contained interviews with the few Zelkin survivors who had escaped the battle. Their stories were all similar. Humans who fought like they enjoyed it. Technology that improved itself during combat. Ships that seemed to be built from nothing in impossibly short time. One survivor, a Zelkin engineer named Minsu, had been captured by humans during the battle. His interview was the most disturbing. They treated me very well, Minsu had told investigators. They gave me food, medical care, and showed me around their planet. They seemed genuinely sorry that we had chosen to fight instead of trade. The human scientist who examined our ship technology was excited to meet me. She said our engineering was really clever and asked if I wanted to see how they had improved our designs. They had taken our weapons and made them 3 times more powerful. They had fixed problems with our engines that we didn't even know we had. They did this while fighting us. The interview continued. The most frightening part was that they seemed to think the battle was normal. They called it a learning experience. They asked if other species usually attacked first or if they preferred to try talking first. They wanted to know if we were representative of galactic military standards. They were disappointed when I told them most species would have destroyed them immediately. One human said, We really need to work on our first impressions then. Jinwoo closed the crystal storage unit and sat back in his chair. No wonder every species in the galaxy avoided Earth. The humans hadn't just defeated the Zelkan Dominion, they had done it while treating the entire war as a casual learning experience. And that was 200 years ago. What had they learned since then? 6 months after reading the Zelkan files, Jinwoo made a decision that would change everything. He was going to make contact with humans directly. The opportunity came when his sensors detected a human ship heading toward the Proxima Centauri system. According to the readings, it was a large vessel carrying several thousand humans. This was their first attempt to establish a colony outside their solar system. Jinwoo's ship, the Peaceful Dawn, intercepted the human vessel at the edge of the system. His crew was nervous. Everyone had heard stories about what happened to ships that got too close to humans. Human vessel. This is Ambassador Jinwoo of the Talon Republic, he broadcast on standard galactic frequencies. We come in peace and request permission to speak with your commanding officer. The response came quickly in perfect galactic standard language. Ambassador Jinwoo, this is Captain So-young of the colony ship New Busan. We're honored to make first contact with your species. Please, come aboard our ship. We'd love to meet you. The voice sounded genuinely excited and friendly. Nothing like the terrifying warriors from the Zelkan reports. Jinwoo docked with the human ship and was greeted by Captain So-young and her crew. The humans looked exactly like the images from their broadcasts, bipedal, relatively small with soft skin and hair covering their heads. They seemed almost fragile compared to most galactic species. Welcome to New Busan, Captain So-young said with a warm smile. This is such an exciting day for us. You're the first aliens we've ever met. Her engineering officer, a cheerful man named Dong-yun, shook Jinwoo's hand enthusiastically. We have so many questions about galactic civilization. Are there many species like yours? Do you have faster-than-light communication? What about trade agreements? The communications officer, a young woman called Yoonji, was already scanning Jinwoo's translator device with obvious interest. This is fascinating technology. Would you mind if I studied how it works? We might be able to improve our own translation systems. Jinwoo felt confused. These humans seemed nothing like the descriptions from the Zelkan files. They were friendly, curious, and genuinely excited to meet him. They asked intelligent questions about galactic politics, trade, and technology. Captain So-young, Jinwoo said carefully, I must ask about your planet's defenses. Earth appears to have no orbital weapons or military fleets. The humans looked at each other and laughed. Defenses? Against what? Captain So-young asked. Earth is peaceful. We haven't had a real war in over a century. Our military mostly helps with natural disasters and keeps the peace between nations. Dong-yun nodded. Most of our technology focuses on exploration and building. This colony ship, for example, is designed to establish sustainable settlements on new worlds. But as Jinwoo toured the ship, he noticed strange details. The hull material looked like normal metal, but his sensors read it as being incredibly dense and strong. When he asked about it, Dong-yun casually mentioned that it could withstand asteroid impacts and other space hazards. In the engineering section, Jinwoo saw equipment labeled as mining tools and construction devices. However, they looked suspiciously similar to military-grade weapons he had seen in galactic armories. What are those used for? Jinwoo asked, pointing to a row of devices that looked like plasma cannons. Oh, those? Dong-yun smiled. Asteroid mining and clearing space debris. We also used them for pest control last month. Pest control? Some aggressive space creatures were bothering one of our research stations. Nothing serious, just a small pack of the things. We had to relocate them to a different system. Jinwoo's blood ran cold. He had seen the reports of aggressive space creatures that had destroyed 2 Corvan Empire dreadnoughts in this sector last month. The Corvan military had listed them as a serious threat requiring an entire battle fleet to handle. In the communications center, Yoonji was working on calculations that looked familiar to Jinwoo. They were ballistic trajectory formulas, the kind used for long-range weapons targeting. Interesting math, Jinwoo commented. Oh, this is for my hobby, Yoonji said brightly. I enjoy precision sports that involve hitting moving targets across large distances. It helps keep my skills sharp for navigation calculations. The sports she described sounded exactly like military sniper training. During dinner, the humans asked many questions about galactic civilization. They wanted to know about different species, their technologies, their cultures, and their military capabilities. They seemed particularly interested in how conflicts were resolved between species. Do most species prefer diplomatic solutions? Captain Soyoung asked. Usually yes, Jinwoo replied, though some younger civilizations tend to be more aggressive. Aggressive how? Dongyun asked with genuine curiosity. Jinwoo described typical conquest patterns. Massive fleets, overwhelming force, quick defeats of primitive species. The humans listened intently and asked detailed questions. How large were these fleets usually? What kinds of weapons did they prefer? How did they coordinate their attacks? What were their typical weaknesses? We're just curious about galactic history, Captain Soyoung explained when she noticed Jinwoo's concerned expression. It helps us understand what to expect when we meet other species. But Jinwoo noticed that Eunji was taking very detailed notes, and Dongyun was sketching diagrams that looked like battle formation analysis. After dinner, Captain Soyoung showed Jinwoo their colony plans. The humans intended to establish a settlement on a world in the Proxima system and begin peaceful trade with any neighbors they met. We're hoping to share our technology and learn from others, she said. Earth has always believed that cooperation benefits everyone. The colony plans looked innocent enough, but Jinwoo noticed that the proposed settlement locations were all strategically positioned. They would control key resources and transportation routes through the system. The civilian buildings were designed to be easily converted for military use. The farming equipment they planned to bring could double as manufacturing tools for advanced technology. Captain, Jinwoo said, I have to ask. Your species seems very prepared for potential conflicts. Are you expecting trouble? The humans looked surprised by the question. Trouble? Not really, Captain Soyoung said. But our ancestors always taught us to be prepared for anything. Earth can be a dangerous place. Natural disasters, wild animals, unexpected problems. We've learned to be ready for whatever happens. What kind of dangerous animals? Jinwoo asked, thinking of his own peaceful homeworld. Dongyun laughed. Oh, bears that can tear apart metal, sharks that can bite through almost anything, insects that can kill large animals with a single sting, storms that can destroy cities, earthquakes that reshape continents. Normal Earth stuff. Jinwoo stared at them. What they described as normal sounded like a nightmare death world where only the most dangerous predators could survive. But humans are the dominant species on Earth, he said slowly. Well, yes, Yoonji said with a smile. We're pretty good at adapting to challenges. As Jinwoo prepared to leave, Captain Soyoung gave him a gift, a data storage device containing human art, music, and literature. We'd love to establish regular contact with your people, she said. Trade agreements, cultural exchange, mutual cooperation. We think the galaxy would be much better if everyone worked together. Jinwoo accepted the gift gratefully, but his mind was racing. These friendly, peaceful humans were the same species that had destroyed the Zelkan Dominion. They lived on a planet so dangerous that surviving there had turned them into perfect warriors. And they wanted to spread across the galaxy, making friends and cooperating with everyone they met. As his ship departed, Jinwoo looked back at the new Busan. It looked like a peaceful exploration vessel. But he now understood that in human hands everything was a potential weapon. Their mining tools, their sports equipment, their construction materials, all of it could be converted to military use in moments. The most terrifying part was that they didn't seem to realize how dangerous they were. They genuinely believed they were just peaceful explorers looking for friends. Jinwoo activated his ship's fastest communication system and sent an urgent message to his government. Human expansion has begun. They call it peaceful colonization. They seem to genuinely believe this. Recommend immediate policy revision regarding human contact protocols. Back on his homeworld, Jinwoo worked day and night with his chief intelligence analyst Young-ho. They had turned Jinwoo's office into a research center, with screens covering every wall. Data about humans covered every surface. "Show me the entertainment analysis again," Jinwoo said. Young-ho activated a large display. "We've been studying human broadcasts for the past month. What we found is disturbing." The screen showed clips from human movies and television shows. In every single one, humans fought alien invasions and won. But now that Jinwoo knew what to look for, he saw details that made his skin crawl. "Look at this battle scene." Young-ho pointed to a movie where humans fought creatures that looked exactly like the Bloodclaw Horde. The human commander uses a tactic called adaptive warfare. He studies the enemy during the first attack, then completely changes his strategy to counter their strengths. "That's exactly what Warlord Hyunwoo described in his logs," Jinwoo said. "It gets worse. Watch this." Young-ho showed another clip where humans took captured alien technology and improved it within hours. "They call this reverse engineering. According to our experts, what they show should take months or years of research." Jinwoo stared at the screen. Unless they'd seen this technology before. Exactly. These aren't imagination stories. They're training videos. Young-ho brought up another screen showing human news broadcasts. "Look at what humans call sports and recreation." The videos showed humans engaging in activities that looked like military training. They called it paintball and laser tag, combat simulations using non-lethal weapons. They had martial arts tournaments where individuals fought hand-to-hand using techniques that could kill most galactic species. They have something called war games, Young-ho continued, where entire armies practice fighting each other using fake weapons. They treat large-scale military exercises as entertainment. "What about their regular competition sports?" Jinwoo asked. "Even worse. They have a sport called football, where two groups of heavily armored humans try to carry an object across a designated territory, while the other team attempts to stop them using physical force. It's basically small unit tactical warfare disguised as entertainment." Young-ho showed videos of other human sports, racing where they drove vehicles at deadly speeds, fighting where they tried to knock each other unconscious, and activities where they jumped from great heights or swam in dangerous waters. "Ambassador," Young-ho said quietly, "their idea of fun would kill most members of our species." Jinwoo leaned back in his chair. "What about their planet? Show me the environmental data." A new screen displayed Earth's surface conditions. Young-ho's voice became even more concerned. "Earth is what galactic xenobiology classifies as a Class 2-3 death world. What does that mean?" "It means everything on the planet is actively trying to kill everything else. The weather includes violent electrical storms, rotating wind systems that can destroy cities, and frozen water that falls from the sky hard enough to damage buildings." The display showed images of Earth's weather, lightning strikes that could power small cities, hurricanes that covered areas larger than most galactic nations, tornadoes that could lift massive structures into the air. "The planet's wildlife is even worse," Young-ho continued. "They have predators that can run faster than most of our vehicles, creatures in their oceans that can bite through metal, insects that can kill animals 1,000 times their size, plants that can poison or trap other living things." Images of Earth's animals appeared on screen. Jinwoo watched in horror as creatures that looked like nightmares moved through Earth's environments with casual ease. "And humans are the dominant species on this planet?" Jinwoo asked. "Not just dominant, they're so successful that they've taken over the entire planet. They've built cities in the middle of frozen wastelands, scorching deserts and areas with constant seismic activity. They live everywhere on Earth, even in places where their own biology shouldn't allow survival." Young-ho brought up population data. "There are over 8 billion humans on Earth. That's more than the total population of our entire star system." Jinwoo felt dizzy. "How is that possible?" "Because they've turned survival on a death world into a science. Every challenge their planet presented, they found a way to overcome. Dangerous weather? They built structures that can withstand it. Deadly predators? They developed weapons and became better predators. Lack of resources? They learned to make what they needed from whatever was available." The display showed human cities built in impossible locations, settlements on frozen mountains, floating platforms on violent oceans, underground complexes in seismic zones. Their entire civilization is based on overcoming impossible challenges, Young-ho continued. "What we call emergencies, they call Tuesday." Jinwoo thought about his conversation with the humans on New Busan. Captain So-young had mentioned that their military mostly dealt with natural disasters. On Earth, Natural disasters were apparently events that could destroy civilizations. "Show me their military technology," Jinwoo said. "That's the most frightening part," Young-ho replied. "They don't seem to have dedicated military technology. Everything they build has multiple purposes." The screen showed human vehicles, construction equipment, and industrial machinery. Young-ho highlighted how each could be quickly converted to military use. Their civilian nuclear reactors can be turned into weapons in hours. Their space program uses rockets that could deliver massive payloads anywhere in their solar system. Their communication networks are designed to function even after major portions are destroyed. They've built their entire civilization like it's preparing for war, Jinwoo realized. Or like they're already at war with their own planet, Young-ho corrected. "Ambassador, I don't think humans understand the difference between civilian and military applications. To them, everything is a tool for survival." Jinwoo thought about Dongyun's casual mention of pest control that had eliminated threats, requiring entire galactic battle fleets to handle. "What? About their space program?" he asked. "Officially, they've barely left their own planet, but we detected unusual activity in their asteroid belt. Industrial operations that shouldn't be possible with their reported technology level." The screen showed sensor readings from Earth's solar system, large-scale mining operations, massive construction projects, and energy signatures that suggested advanced manufacturing. "They're building something out there," Young-ho said. "Something big. Our best analysis suggests it's industrial infrastructure capable of supporting a massive space-based civilization. While telling everyone they're just starting to explore space?" "Exactly. Ambassador, I think humans have been planning their expansion into galactic space for decades, maybe centuries. They've been listening to our communications, studying our technology, and preparing for the day they make official contact." Jinwoo felt a chill run through his entire body. The entertainment broadcasts, the friendly colonists, the peaceful trade offers, all carefully designed to make us think they're harmless, Young-ho finished. "Ambassador, humans aren't primitive. They're not even just advanced. They're something else entirely. They're a species that evolved to survive on a planet that would kill most galactic life forms in minutes, and now they're expanding into the galaxy. Not expanding, hunting. They're looking for new challenges, new problems to solve, new environments to conquer. They genuinely think they're being peaceful because they're not immediately killing everything they meet." Jinwoo stared at all the data surrounding them. "What do you think they'll do when they realize how much weaker the rest of the galaxy is compared to them?" Young-ho was quiet for a long moment. "I think they'll try to protect us," he said finally. "Like adults protecting children. And that might be the most terrifying thing of all." 3 days after his analysis with Young-ho, Jinwoo received an encrypted message that made his blood freeze. The sender was Jae-hyun, Chief of Intelligence for the Corvan Empire. The message contained only coordinates and a single line. "Emergency meeting. Human situation. Come alone." The meeting location was a neutral space station in the Vale Nebula, far from any major trade routes. When Jinwoo arrived, he found 3 other ships already docked. As he entered the station's conference room, he recognized the occupants immediately. Jae-hyun from the Corvan Empire sat at the head of the table, his usual confident demeanor replaced by obvious worry. Across from him was Seo-hyun, the mysterious intelligence chief of the Voidwalker Collective. At the far end sat Tae-hoon from the Merchant League, nervously checking his data tablets. "Ambassador Jinwoo," Jae-hyun said grimly. "Thank you for coming. We need to talk about the humans." Jinwoo took his seat slowly. "I assume you've all been watching them too." "Watching them?" Seo-hyun laughed, but there was no humor in it. "We've been running from them for 2 centuries. Tae-hoon activated a holographic display in the center of the table. "The Merchant League has been tracking human expansion patterns since the Zelkin incident. Every time a species gets aggressive ideas about Earth, they encounter accidents before reaching human space." The display showed a map of the galaxy with incident markers, hundreds of them all clustered around routes leading toward Earth. "The Bloodclaw Horde lost their entire advance fleet to mechanical failures last month," Jae-hyun added. 3 weeks ago, the Stellar Dominion's conquest fleet suffered navigation errors that led them directly into a black hole. The War Singer Alliance reported supply problems that forced them to abandon their Earth expedition. Jinwoo studied the map. These accidents, they're not accidents, are they? Of course not, Seo-hyun said. We've been causing them. The room fell silent. Jinwoo stared at the other intelligence chiefs. What do you mean? Jae-hyun leaned forward. Ambassador, how long did you think species could avoid Earth by accident? For 300 years, every aggressive civilization in the galaxy has developed sudden navigation problems when heading toward human space. Every conquest fleet has experienced mysterious mechanical failures. Every war fleet has encountered unexpected obstacles. Because we've been creating those obstacles, Tae-hoon said quietly. All of us. Every major intelligence service in the galaxy has been working together to keep aggressive species away from Earth. Jinwoo felt the room spinning around him. Why? Because we've seen what happens when they don't stay away, Seo-hyun answered. She activated another display showing battle footage. This is from the Corvan Empire's classified archives. 50 years ago, a small Corvan patrol encountered a human research vessel near the Centauri system. The footage showed a typical first contact scenario. Corvan military ships approaching a lone human vessel. The humans had responded to hails with friendly greetings. Watch what happens when the Corvan commander decides to capture the human ship for study, Seo-hyun continued. In the footage, the Corvan ships moved to surround the human vessel. The human captain politely asked them not to do that. When the Corvan commander ignored the request, the human ship simply vanished from sensors. Cloaking technology? Jinwoo asked. That's what we thought, Jae-hyun said, until it reappeared behind our ships and disabled all of them without firing a single shot. The footage showed Corvan warships floating helplessly in space, their weapons and engines completely non-functional. The humans sent a repair crew to fix our ships, Jae-hyun continued. They were very apologetic. They said they hoped this wouldn't damage diplomatic relations. They offered to share the technology they'd used to disable our vessels. Did you accept? We tried. The technology was so advanced we couldn't even understand the basic principles. When our scientists asked questions, the humans seemed genuinely surprised that we didn't already know how their equipment worked. Tae-hoon brought up another file. The Merchant League had a similar encounter 30 years ago. Pirates attacked a human trading vessel. The humans defended themselves by turning the pirates' own ships against them. The pirate fleet ended up attacking itself while the humans watched and took notes. Notes? They were studying our combat techniques. They treated the entire incident as a learning opportunity. They asked the surviving pirates if this was normal behavior for our species and seemed disappointed when they said yes. Seo-hyun activated a third display. The Voidwalker Collective tried to test human defenses 20 years ago. We sent a stealth probe to observe Earth's military installations. What did you find? The probe was detected, captured, improved, and sent back to us with a polite note thanking us for the interesting engineering challenge. They had upgraded our own stealth technology and suggested ways to make it more efficient. Jinwoo looked around the table at the other intelligence chiefs. So you all decided to work together to keep everyone away from humans. It wasn't a decision, Jae-hyun said. It was survival instinct. Every species that has encountered humans in a hostile situation has either been destroyed or learned to stay very far away. But they seem so peaceful, Jinwoo protested, thinking of his meeting with Captain So-young. That's the most dangerous part, Tae-hoon said. They are peaceful. They genuinely want to be friends with everyone. They offer to help solve our problems, share their technology, and teach us how to improve our civilizations. That doesn't sound dangerous. It is when they're capable of conquering the entire galaxy by accident, Seo-hyun replied. Ambassador, humans don't fight to win. They fight to learn. Every conflict teaches them something new. Every enemy shows them a different approach to problem solving. Jae-hyun brought up a new display showing human expansion patterns. Look at their colony ship movements over the past 50 years. They're not expanding randomly. They're positioning themselves at strategic locations throughout the galaxy. The map showed human settlements forming a network that would control key resources, trade routes, and communication hubs across multiple sectors. They're not conquering territory, Tae-hoon realized. They're positioning themselves to help everyone. Help? Jinwoo asked. Think about it, Seo-hyun said. Humans evolved on a death world by solving impossible problems. When they look at galactic civilization, they see thousands of problems that need solving. Wars that could be prevented, resources that could be shared more efficiently, technologies that could be improved. They want to fix the galaxy, Jae-hyun said grimly. And they have the capability to do it whether we want them to or not. Jinwoo thought about the human entertainment he had studied. Stories where humans saved other species from extinction, solved galactic conflicts through clever diplomacy, and shared their technology to improve everyone's lives. The entertainment broadcasts, he said slowly. They're not just training videos, they're recruitment propaganda. Exactly, Tae-hoon nodded. They're showing us what they want to do. They want to be the galaxy's protectors, teachers, and problem solvers. And if anyone objects to being helped? Jinwoo asked. The room was quiet for a moment. Then Seo-hyun spoke. The Zelkan Dominion objected. Jinwoo understood. Humans would help everyone whether they wanted help or not. Any species that tried to stop them would be removed as efficiently as possible. Not out of malice, but because they were interfering with the greater good. So what do? He asked. What we've been doing, Jae-hyun answered. We manage first contact. We keep the aggressive species away from humans until they're ready for peaceful contact. We monitor human expansion and make sure they don't accidentally conquer anyone who isn't prepared for it. We're not protecting the galaxy from humans, Tae-hoon added. We're protecting humans from having to become conquerors. And we're protecting everyone else from being conquered by the most benevolent species in galactic history, Seo-hyun finished. Jinwoo looked at the data surrounding them. The hidden network of cooperation between species that normally competed with each other. The careful management of information and contact protocols. The delicate balance that had kept the galaxy stable for 3 centuries. How long can we keep this up, he asked. As long as necessary, Jae-hyun said. Because the alternative is watching humans accidentally take over the galaxy while trying to make friends with everyone. As the meeting ended, each intelligence chief returned to their ships with updated protocols for managing human contact. They would continue their secret cooperation, guiding galactic civilization around the sleeping giant that was humanity. But Jinwoo couldn't shake the feeling that their time was running out. Humans were expanding faster now, making more contact with other species. Eventually, someone would figure out the truth. And when that happened, the real question wouldn't be whether humans would take over the galaxy. It would be whether anyone would be brave enough to ask them not to.